Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here watching some 86. We're getting right here into the last episode out right now. So, this is where it ends, but we still got a couple more notes to go over. Theta, give us those author notes.
All right. Author's Notes, episode 11. I don't think they wrote that. I think I wrote that. That was a me note. Asato's Weird Answers, episode 21 script meeting. This is one idea that ended up not being used. Asato, the Reagan Leaf has an autopilot feature, so when Raiden's unit got blown away by the Morpho, Raiden wasn't actually inside it. Everyone, huh? That said, the autopilot feature is only limited to the unit firing a set amount of bullets at a set target, and it can't even move on its own.
I guess on one hand, if that was like in there, it'd be like, okay, at least now there's an explanation. But I would also still have to go and call bullshit on it because why would you do that when one, you're fighting a deadly AI and you're already scared as hell about it, and two, why would you need pilots if you could just remote control them?
Yeah, it literally subverts the entire concept of
Hmm.
the episode 1 finding out that there's people in them and not the robots that they said that they were.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, no, gosh, I'm going back to those early talks now where there's a completely different show on the table we could go right. What else you got?
Problems that came up during episode 22's script meetings. In the novels, a nameless helicopter pilot is the one who tells Shin, "Hey, good work, First Lieutenant." A background character got a pretty cool line, so they considered who should get this line. In the end, being the composed, cool adult he is, Major General Richard got it.
Yeah, I understand the reasoning behind it, like focusing in on the characters we already know and giving them more stuff to do. Uh I think is generally a good idea. But like when you're writing it and you can afford to like maybe have to like more minor characters like that, just have random soldier goes, "Hey, good job." And then he disappears forever. I feel the conservation of resources is more important in anime than like when you're writing the novel.
So I'm just realizing this one and the next one are actually about this episode that we're about to
Oh,
watch. But
you wanna
they are so confusing and misleading that or not misleading, but we have no idea what they're about. I don't actually think it's a problem if we read it now because there's only
we're
one.
never gonna get to him anyway.
Well, yeah, it's only like two, three sentences technically. And okay, episode 22's A part.
Hmm.
Asato said that Fido shouldn't appear in that scene because, in Shin's mind, Fido would never say anything terrible about him. You try to figure out what that means. And indeed, Fido doesn't appear there. Whatever that means. Just what does Shin think Fido is?
That is a good question. I can only speculate Shin sees Fido as a pet.
I mean,
Fido is just a pet. Your pet would never betray you. Your dog is perfect.
we've already covered that we don't exactly know what Fido is. I was
Yeah,
under the
we don't know either.
expectation that Fido was their dog. And then you're
Hmm.
like, okay, why does a dog have a camera for an eye? It's like, okay.
Yeah, how did we get that footage? How is that possible?
Yeah, especially if it's from Fido's perspective. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
No, all this work that I did putting in this theory, and it's taken
We got
down
more
by.
torment of the mind to look forward to at the very least, I think. What's the other part?
That's it.
Oh, okay, that was it. More torment of the mind today. But I guess before we get into that, let's go into the recap real quick. Last episode was Shin, where, after the war, Shin confronts himself as the only one left behind on the battlefield. Just before giving up, he is approached by a figure from his past. That figure was Lena, and also everyone else is alive in the squadron. And also Frederica is there, mocking him and taking out all the tension. So we got the happy ending last time. We were set up for the biggest possible tragedy. We were even waiting for Shin to die. Instead, no, he's almost brought to the verge of tears over how happy he is.
Well, It was my supposition that this episode could reverse all of that, and it could actually still all be in Shin's mind. The
Uh-huh.
same way that the Evangelion, as we were talking about before, the whole clapping scene and everything, that's all. The entire ending of Evangelion is in Shinji's mind.
Yeah.
And then we make actual movies to show what the fuck is actually happening in the real world, not just in Shinji's mind. So it's impossible. However, what are you looking at now that you have the episode loaded?
I'm looking at a Christmas tree.
Right. Which makes me think back to when Lena was talking to Shin in the first
Mhm.
core and expressing how nice it would be to, see the snow together and all that kind of shit. So, obviously, that's not what's happening. Also, I'm very confused by the fact that they've hung up all of their candy canes upside down.
Yeah.
There's candy J's on this Christmas tree. Also,
It's
how the hell could you hang a candy cane upside down? It's the hook bit hangs on the tree.
well, I guess maybe they like attach something to the bottom of it and then connect it there. I don't know. Maybe whoever drew this like never saw a Christmas tree before. That'd be funny.
I mean, Christianity is not a major religion in Japan, so
But yeah, no, while I think it would be funny, I don't think I could at this point buy a reverse everything that just happened again kind of thing to happen. It wouldn't stick well. Well, I trust the show more than that.
would for me.
It would
I'd
for
be
you. We
fine
know
with it.
what you want. We know what you're after.
Yeah, I wanted
Death.
a Made in Abyss kind of ending, not a. It's a war is bad narrative, right? It
Mhm.
doesn't make sense for a happy ending in a war is bad narrative. Everyone needs to come out of this with PTSD, some sort of. I know we want them to have go on to like live fulfilling lives, but if you
Uh-huh.
forget the war, if you can just move past the deadliest war in the world and like come out of it perfectly fine, then
Yeah.
war must be perfectly fine, right?
I mean, I don't think they're coming out of it perfectly fine, but they are at least together, and that's what really
I
mattered to
don't know.
them.
Apparently, we're about to celebrate Christmas. I'm just saying that you can't leave off a war is bad narrative
Mhm.
with shit being okay. And I understand that Shin has some sort of PTSD because, all the times he keeps going back to his dead friends and he's got survivor's guilt. That's obvious. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm never satisfied with where the level is. If you got to put the level way down just so that I can be like, oh, this is where I expect it to be. You got to subvert my expectations when it comes to the sadness.
I guess the most realistic projection I could make here would be just because he's really happy with how things turned out doesn't mean Shin is not going to be depressed. So maybe we're gonna get the continuation of that and dealing with it. I think maybe you're kind of right on
I mean, the
that.
confusion also is that the recap says that the war is end, but we know No Face is still fucking around.
I guess the end of the operation, but yeah, no, we gotta see more of the Legion get pushed back before we think it's over. Which I guess kind of brings up to mind. I wonder what other shepherds are out there. We have No Face. There's got to be more than just him, right?
We don't know.
We
When?
don't know
Wait,
yet.
wait, wait. Ah, shit, I already closed my notepad. Hold on, let me
Aha.
open this up again. When did. Let's see. Veclov killed in action. Lena is rescued by Shin's brother. 2142. The show takes place mostly in 2148. How long did they think the Legion was going to survive on its own before it shut down?
They said 2 years.
No, no, no. I mean, what was the overall date?
I think it was actually going to be like the closing of 2148 that they
Sorry,
thought it
I'm
was
I'm
going to
not
happen.
phrasing this best. How long did they think, or did they program the Legion to operate on its own?
2 years.
No, that was from the date that they were talking. 2148. They thought the Legion only had 2 years left. I'm saying overall.
You got me.
What was the half life they gave, or what? No, not even the half life. What was the full life that they gave for the Legion on its own?
Maybe a decade.
That doesn't sound right.
Speculation. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I guess on all of that, let's just go ahead and watch and see what we get. Let's see if we
Griff,
get more
I'm
shit
trying to
depressed.
figure out a point. I wish you would stop rushing and try to help me out.
I don't got an answer.
I'm trying to indicate when the first person who might have been taken and had their brain uploaded might be. Stop trying to rush to the show.
It was basically right when it happened because that's when
Oh, was the first person uploaded when the first person was uploaded? Thank you for the insight.
let's see. Maybe I can find like another name here. I'm not sure. I don't think I can pull up anything unless I literally go and research it. We gotta go back to season 1 here, man.
My point being is that we know at least one person was uploaded in 2042 in April.
hmm
You understand? I'm
Uh,
trying to answer your question.
I'm sorry. Give me a second. What was Frederica's guardian called here?
Kira. Kira.
Kira.
Well, because
Okay.
actually,
Make sure.
no. Her guardian would have been her mom and dad, which were not named. So,
All right. So Kira. Uh, Kira basically got scooped up literally as soon as the robot revolution started happening.
incorrect.
So that would seem to be one of the earliest, right?
Again, incorrect.
How long was he fighting?
Well, you remember the robot revolution thing happens, and then his mom, Frederica's, the emperor and emperor, I don't know what they're calling them, they take them to a bunker. Then the
Uh-huh.
people in the bunker fucking kill them, and then Kira thinks that Frederica is dead, and he wanders off to the Legion and sacrifices himself to it.
Right.
Right, that's not. Yeah, the timeline of events that I've just described does not align to the beginning of the robot revolution. Robot
I'm
revolution's already been going on.
I still think that's one of the earliest ones that we have on record. That's the earliest we could possibly go for when a head got put into the Legion. Any earlier, they haven't said because no one remembers.
I mean, even if that was true, why is he not in charge? Why is he listening to somebody else's orders?
Again, because maybe there's more. Maybe the creator of the robots put himself into it so he could have a robot army. I don't know.
I do not believe that Kira was the first one. Basically, because I just listed the sequence of events.
Right, again, but I'm saying he's the earliest one we have on records. We're not going to find another one unless they say it in the next 20
Oh,
minutes.
again, arguably, we don't have any records. I don't have.
Uh,
There's no date listed for when Kira got turned,
mhm.
and it can. We have records of when other people were killed. So the fact we have no date for when Kira was killed means that we have no. Like, how old is Frederica?
I feel like they said something, but I want to bet like 13.
I think you're wildly overestimating the age of a child.
Well, what do you think it is?
I don't know. I don't. I say wildly. I say like I think you're wrong by 3 or 4 years, which I guess in the timeline of a child is the majority of their life. So
Yeah.
still possibly considered wildly. Like I would say maybe like 8 to 10.
Okay.
She's not helped
So
by
we
being so
can't go
short.
back and past more than 8 years from the present moment. So that would be 2140
Right.
because she wouldn't even be born then.
Well, the thing is that she looks the same age in her like the flashbacks that Kira has of her
Yeah.
as she does right now.
Yeah.
So,
So it's really hard to tell, right?
right, versus the people we've seen get killed back in 2142, which
Mhm.
is 6 years ago.
Yeah. Um, she's definitely younger than Lena, which is one of the.
Lena is the oldest looking person in the show. What are you talking about? Sorry,
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to compare.
she's the oldest looking main
We have a
character.
handful of other kids who were a part of the 86ers. Uh, I think they were teenagery, and they were about the same height or build. So, I don't know. I think we could probably add a couple of years and just say Frederica is short and hasn't hit a growth spurt.
But she calls everyone else like Big Brother and Big Sis, which
Uh-huh.
then and also indicates that she is expectedly younger than them.
Right. So complicated. We got to get the deets eventually. But I don't think we're getting them today, Theta. So, are you satisfied? The answer is probably no.
Well, no, but remember, this was your question.
But are you ready? Because we're going to go ahead and watch. But before we do, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can go ahead and follow us over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but no pressure. It's all to support the channel, just a little bit extra.
Click the link down below. Let me know how many. Sorry, that link goes to the Discord. By the way, don't be clicking random links. However, I'm not putting malicious links in below, so you can go ahead and click random links. Just for your own sake, though, don't click random
Please
links
click
on
the
the
following
internet.
link to virus.com as well as our Discord.
Yeah. I mean, be safe with our links in the description field, but don't click random links on the internet just for your own sake. Who knows who might be watching this? Uh, but yeah, no, I mean, let us know how many more light novels there are after this. Heck, hell, tell us if the author has mentioned anything about making a follow-up series.
Ah, he's such a little dark. I love him.
Well, remember he dressed up like Santa Claus last year.
I know. He's adorable.
ただいま。ただいま。ただいま。ただいま。ただいま。
Sorry, you adopted the teenagers.
よかったな。ああ。早速パーティーじゃない。
Doing math homework. Yep, see?
Hey, you guessed it.
I guess it. They said math on her book.
Big old box of power tools.
Well, she's looking for more than 2 now, at least.
Oh, there we go, looking cool. Man, we're gonna get 20 minutes of them just being happy and having a holiday. Oh, dang, I could make French toast right now. Oh, looks good. Give it to me.
Or remember, back when they first came here, they said you'd regret it if Shin cooked your food because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Pie? I don't know why it said pie.
独立機動部隊って要するに今まで通りレギオンぶっ潰せってことだろ。そう前線で戦いたいという君たちの希望に沿ったあくまでも僕個人からの提案だ。問題は直属の上官となる客員士官についてなんだけど。まあ別にいいんじ
I
ゃ
mean,
ない
it's obviously Lena. Who else would it be?
Yeah, this isn't a surprise. Shin, completely unreadable. Would hate to see Lena again.
全試験学校、特殊校、新兵訓練基地の教育機関を繰り上げ、補充兵に当てています。
They get more of those kids on the battlefield.
対してレギオンは戦闘部隊こそ減毛したものの、生産施設は全くの無傷です。戦況は今後確実に悪化していくものと思われます。
つまりこのままでは人類側がすりつぶされて敗北する。そうだね。
は、
防衛線はこれまで通り維持しつつ、レギオンの重点を集中的に排除する独立機動部隊を設立し運用する。まさか閣下からも同様のご提案があるとは。
86だけで機動打撃部隊を編成する。失礼ですが、閣下らしからぬお考
That
え
doesn't
だ。
sound great.
そうは言っても
Yeah.
彼らの希望だからね。
We're right back where we
Maya
started.
was
the
originally
third
just
time.
about to say,
彼らなりの価値
I'm
観がある
completely
という
surprised that they
不
didn't
憫だからと拒絶する
do what the Republic said they do.
今はまだ戦場を選ぶというのな
The
ら
Republic says if they ever find out about us, they're gonna fucking hate us for our war crimes.
客員士官については納得
And
す
here
る
they are making an 86 fighting force.
僕も心配していたところだけどその必要はなかったみたいだ。何しろ
Oh, there's extra deets there.
Yep.
Oh, we gotta go back.
Well, you know, normally I would. In the next
Normally.
episode thing. In the next episode thing, I would go back and I'd pause on all these words that I'm seeing. But there
You
isn't
just
going
have
to
to
be a
hold on
next.
to it for 2.5 years.
You know, I will. I still have a notepad full of notes for the last episode of Made in Abyss.
西部戦線はお前がいた時と同じだ。なんとか維持できてる。
That's a shame his little sister seems to still
どう
hate
して
you, though.
戦うのかと前に聞かれたな。正直。まだ
It's so nice that like he actually remembers Eugene and actually went and did something for him too.
Yeah, but I mean,
何もないから。
Eugene wanted to take his little sister to the
あいつ
beach.
らに
His
最後ま
little
で連
sister's
れて行
now
くと約束したあいつらに
constantly writing him
見
like,
せた
I
いも
hope
の
you
が
die
戦場じゃ
notes.
ないことだ
So,
と分かった。
in those things,
海をいつかお前が妹に見せたい
say,
と言
well,
っていた
ocean
景
sea, same fucking thing.
見たいとは俺は思わない。でも海を見せたいとは思う。知らないものを見たことのないものを見せられたら俺が戦う理由は今はまだそれでいいんじゃないかと思う。また来る。今度はお前が見たことのないものを伝えに。マルセル。
Oh, actually did not expect you to be here.
友人の妹の
He's the one that passes all the notes and everything for
死んだお兄ちゃんに手紙を書き続けてる。俺のせいだな。待てよ。なんで受け入れるんだよ。俺だよ。この封筒、お前にニーナに手紙を書かせたのは俺だよ。悔しくてやりきれなくて、でも俺は悪くないって思いたくて。
It's hard to parse that because we saw him with her
全部
and her insisting that he write
お
the
前の
notes.
せいにしちまった。
Yeah, it's a bit of group grief, I suppose.
すまない。悪かった。
Oh, she's right out there too.
Yeah, gotta sell those flowers. There's this one really big wedding this one time, you see.
俺はよかったな、笑ってて。
Oh, I love the photo.
We were there.
I know, I still love it.
Remember, Frederica took it.
シンはさ、パーソナルマーク変えないの？
嫌か。
書くのが嫌ってわけじゃないけど、ちょっと縁起悪いかなって。変な言い方になるけど、もう背負ってあげなくてもいいんじゃないの？
Come on, man, tell us we're gonna die again. Do it.
そうかもしれないけど、でも6年も使って今更縁起もないだろうし、重いとは思ってないから。
Also, it was my brother's. What are you implying?
Well, your brother was a bit of a bad omen for real.
いろいろそんな風に見える。
さあな。でも、もうちゃんと見送ってやれると思う。
Well, I mean, they have a thing now. Yeah, you're here.
Yeah.
Well, he just means Ray. Cujo right on top. First guy who died, by the way.
The box gets shaken up a whole lot.
First guy who died on screen, I mean.
望むものも求めるものも何もない。何のために生きるのかまだわからない。でも
本当に書いちゃうよ。
The look of, please change it.
俺には俺を置いていく気のない奴らがいる。俺でいいと言ってくれる人がいる。だから多分もう大丈夫。
God damn you, song.
I know. We gotta pound in the emotion here.
Well, no, I mean, it's more that hitting that this is the last episode.
分かってる。お前たちのことも忘れてはいない。俺は死神だ。
Shit, there was words on the thing now.
戦おう。レギオンに閉ざされた今のこの世界のままでは果たせないから。彼らのために。
Always 5 birds, by the way.
あいつらのために。彼女のために。
Ah, that's the whole episode.
That Simpsons line, do it for her. Oh god, don't tell me Tempe's dead. There was one last hit in emotion.
How could they? Teppy was the real hero.
You understand that means that we now have 2 dead cats on this channel.
Keep the pet toll up.
Well, those people are still alive.
But does she know?
Yes, because those are the people she commands right now. We just saw Cyclops last episode.
戻りました。お父様。革命祭の日の夜、レギオンの大攻勢が始まりました。多くの仲間と私は戦ってきました。呼びかけに応えてくれたたくさんの86区の方たちも共に。
I'm gonna assume your uncle's dead.
I think that's valid.
しかし、共和国は滅亡しました。わずか1週間。
Just as we left it.
Oh, it took a week. Same amount of time it took for the armed forces to fall the first time.
戦を続けているところに、2月ほど経った頃、救援の軍勢が到来しました。はるか東、レギオン支配域も国境線も越えた向こうから。彼らギアーデ連邦は共和国が86に行った迫害と虐殺をすでに知っていたのです。86区で
Told you, seize the means of protection.
連邦に救出され、希望すれば誰でも連邦市民になることができるようになります。ひどいことは終わりました。救援軍は今もこちら
Not really anyone left to execute on it, I'm
支
afraid.
援だけは続けてくれていますが。
おい、こいつの方が多いじゃねえか。しっかりやれよ。
平等に扱えねえのか、色付きはよ。
Wow.
Wow.
なんでこうなるんだよ。
罪を自覚しない市民には いずれも罰にはなり得ません。おじさまの言う通りなのでしょうか、お父様。
I mean, it's true. Can't rehabilitate a person who doesn't think they're wrong.
Tappy is alive.
それは
お気になさ
Or
ら
it's just another cat, it's hard to
な
tell.
るほど改めてレギオンに攻め込まれた我々をその優先により戦線を巻き返し、ここ第1区まで奪還して助けてくれたのは大佐も分かっているだろうが、最新鋭の兵器で武装し士気高く盛況な連邦軍の皆様だね。
はい。
今回膠着している第1区より北方の奪還にあたり、連邦軍は我々に将校を
That nervous look on his face too.
Yeah.
I'm not so bad. Look at my kids. Who are you again?
間違いありません。
いや君ならそうすると上官の私には分かっていたよ。
This is the same guy who was throwing papers from there before.
Oh, cat instinct, love it.
で、行くの？連邦に。
That desktop. Oh, psychic damage.
驚かないの？
今さら。それぐらいで驚いてたら、レーナとは一緒にいられないわよ。あの日以来、どれだけびっくりさせられ続けたか。もう一生分驚いたわ。なんでこんなことできる？これ連邦が作ったっていうレイドデバイス。なぜか共和国と同じ設定があるのよ。たまたま。いやどんな空前よ。どういうこと？連邦製なのにこっちの技術が
Put
入
the
ってる。
clues together.
生きてる86が関わってないとこんなの無理よ。でも
Even though you should literally already know, you heard his voice, what he said.
Who could have possibly made it out there? We just don't know.
もうごめん。まあそれもこれも向こうに行けばわかるか。
Oh, I thought they were flying out
な
here.
んであなたが連邦のレイドデバイスを持ってるの？
志願したからよ。技術士官として派遣されるわ。私も連邦に行く。
Now, with a desktop organized like that, you aren't. Sort by type or else.
I find it more problematic how large she has her stuff set to.
私だけじゃなくて、多分他の人も。だからパラレード使うなら私が行かないとってこと。
So, you know, in season 2, we'll all be here together again.
Yeah.
すまない。まだもろもろ計画中でね。
はあ。しかしこれは。
君を軽んじているわけではないよ、ミリーゼ大佐。
See, I'd also be very confused. Because if she's the handler for this group, you'd think she'd get, like, a list of people, names, you know, information.
最後まで全力を尽くします。
ではまた本国で。
I love the changing sunlight through that window. That is just such a nice effect. It really is good.
Viva Alba?
Thus confirming the Alba are actually speaking Spanish this entire time.
I think just Jerome's last words.
おじさま、もう少し時間をください。
I'm surprised she dyed her hair with such ability that she went through an entire war and it didn't fade away.
これはお待ちしておりました。ブラッディ・レジーナ。早速ですが行きましょう。
What a nickname.
お見せしたいところがあります。
Saw Kai there too. Oh, there's Leica. Oh, of course. You think they're dead because their suits are here. I mean, they're juggernauts.
Yeah, everyone is like trying to gaslight her at this point. This is actually going above and beyond.
すみません。すみません。すみません。
Oh, we're just literally waiting for the moment.
戦おう。彼らが行き着いた最後まで進み続けた者しかたどり着けない場所に行き着くまで戦い抜くために。生き切るために。
あいつらのお供頼むぞ。
Are they really just gonna keep it until next season?
We have 4 more minutes. Also, we're 2 years later, by the way.
俺も見たんだよ、実は。あん時。
He's the only one who has. Well, now, except for Shin.
あいつ、どんな顔すんだろうな。ん？
黒い猫と一緒らしいわよ。
They
キティだったら。
they kept it from her for 2 years.
Same coloration. Could be.
こっちはこれだ
シンはああはならない。そういう関係じゃないもん。っていうか私の方が付き合い長いから向こうはさらに妹じゃん。
Oh.
The jealousy.
理想的なボーイミー数があるだよ。ピピッピッピッピッ。
Saying the most serious, most antagonistic person just being goofy is great. That's what I needed.
Well, I appreciate that Eric framed the shot for us. Yeah, there was a baby shot in there, man. What is Fido?
いいえ、誰かを悼む時間を遅いなどとは思いませんよ。どうぞ、あなたにお預けする部隊員たちを紹介します。
Fuck you, long distance shot. Come on.
Come on, focus in.
いろいろあったんだろう。ちげえね。
Alright, do the running at them thing. No, she walked all the way. Darn.
She doesn't know what he looks like.
サンマグノリア共和国軍大佐ブラディレーナ・ミリーセです。はじめまして。
はじめましてではありませんよ。もっともお目にかかるのはこれが初めてですが。
All the rest of them can barely keep together.
お久しぶりです。ハンドラー1。ギアーデ連邦軍大尉元スピアヘッド戦隊戦隊長新鋭ノーゼンです。
Oh yeah, it's for getting it. Oh, there we go. Just the lightest amount of emotion for Shin. Let's go.
本物のバカだったな。
ライデン、これ僕たち。
You snatch those out of the air.
ありがとうございます。
He's real good.
生きててよかったね。クルナ、どうじゃ。記念に1枚。
And little girl, I don't know.
ずっと追い
I
かけ
guess
て
the
ました。
railroad had to end somewhere.
追いつきましたよ。
We're literally at the end of the story.
We're not, though.
これからは私も一緒に戦います。
That's it? That's all we get?
Oh, I mean, I'll admit, I'm not somebody who needed anything else. Like, I mean, even like with Witch from Mercury, right? I regret that we didn't get them to see them kiss at some point, but
Yeah.
this was enough. This was enough for me. This is
This
all I
is like
needed.
getting to the point we wanted them to be, where they actually interact and start some kind of relationship of some kind. Wait, this isn't the culmination or finale of it. This is the starting point, right?
Well,
This is where
one
the story's
hopes.
been building the whole time.
One hopes is the starting point. I mean, I hope we get more, but you know, nothing's promised. There's nothing given.
Episode 1, season 2, it's like, Shin, I know we've been hanging out now for a while and I really like you, but you snore at night all the time. We just go straight to the problems.
I mean, they're not that. I don't know why you think they're there.
I don't know. I just think it would be funny to like just skip forward like another 2 years and we're just straight into like the two of them realize they weren't actually that compatible or
We
something.
can't skip 2 years. Remember, we're being worn down as a species. We're on the edge of still losing the war.
Right, we're still on borrowed time here, aren't we? But no, this was satisfying. This was still, they still had to pull us along for a while to get here, but they did actually finally give us the things we were looking for. Uh the 2 year gap is weird though, or I guess 1 year gap, because technically they were at the end of 49 there.
I literally said, right there when it happened, it's been
Yeah.
a year.
I thought
So
you said
I
it was
don't.
2.
No, I said it's been a year. The camera on Fido, or whoever, said 50.
Okay.
And I
I
literally
think maybe I
said
was too
last
into 48.
episode, that they'd been there
Uh,
for a year, and we went through a whole how long have they been training questionnaire that you gave me. The show started in 48, flashed back to 42,
mhm.
spent a year in Core 2 to go to 49, and now we're in Christmas, or a little bit after, in 50. So,
Yeah. So not as long of a wait before Lena finally gets to interact with them, but they do get there, and Jin gets what he wanted to, which was to meet up with Lena, not in the middle of a battlefield and not looking like shit. So good stuff. Oh gosh, how do you feel about the series as a whole? We've gone through both cores now. This is basically a fully complete story. Anything that comes after it is now basically extra, I feel. How do you feel right now?
well, I mean, I don't agree with it. Anything that comes after it's extra. Everything that comes after will be the story. This is a continuing story.
But this is a nice, satisfying bow on top of the story we just saw.
You know
There
it's not a
doesn't-
complete story. The author is still, or I don't know if they're still writing, but they wrote a lot more. So you know it's not the full story.
All right, but even if a series is still a set of books, the book still has an ending. This is an ending. This is where the story ends.
No,
This is
that's not
right.
no, because just because a book has an ending doesn't mean the book is the end of the story.
You're driving me crazy.
You're the one who keeps trying to push this weird narrative of this is the end of the story, and we don't need anything else. I'm saying no. The author wrote more. There is a continuing story here. Just because the book ends doesn't mean you can just not read
But
the
how do you
rest.
feel about it, Theta?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What is your feeling about everything we just watched? What are your sort of final thoughts or emotions here as a total package?
You know that's not what I deal with best, right? I'm not good with.
I know, that's why it's fun to see you try to answer it.
Well, I mean, I'm happy that the resolutions of most of the things were given, but
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, I'm sad the show is over. And I mean, I get this way with the shows that I like the most are
Hmm.
done because I never really feel the realization. Like I go into like, oh, we're recording this week. We're gonna be doing the last two episodes of 82. I can't wait to get to it. And then we get to it, and it's like it suddenly real hits me like somewhere during the episode that like
Hmm.
next week in this time slot, I don't have these characters to look forward to anymore. Or the break. God damn
Yeah, like now it's gonna hit you, and you're gonna feel that for the next couple of hours right there.
it depends. I went like a week with Witch from Mercury, like just
Hmm.
constantly nailing you with, oh man. But, geez, I still have Witch from Mercury tabs on some of my windows just to, if I ever need
Hmm.
something to go back to. But,
Get that
but
little bit
yeah,
of Wikipedia for you.
I mean, this was like 23 episodes, right?
Hmm.
Would have been about 23 weeks worth of stuff, but technically
Oh
like
yeah,
22 because we got these two in one day.
right.
That is, I mean, not a full year, but I mean, still.
Watching any series as a once a week thing is technically an endeavor and like an investment at some point. It's
I,
different than like if we sat here and binged it for like a whole week and just like got through it immediately.
well, I imagine if we were like one of those One Piece channels and One
Yeah.
Piece ended, we'd just be fucking destroyed. It would be our normal, 36 episode thing magnified by 1,000, or sorry, by 100. So like, oh god, I've been with these characters for 7 years now.
How would you even wrap up One Piece at this point? Just Luffy like finds like, oh, it was the One Piece. It was literally just one piece of treasure. Okay, I guess I'm done.
I mean, like, I really liked High School of the Dead, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That wrapped up by the author dying. So,
Oh gosh, yeah, you had like a berserk moment. The author also like didn't finish the stuff, right?
well, there's a lot of unanimated Berserk stuff. Like,
Hmm.
you have to read the manga if you want the Berserk story. The
Uh,
the High School of the Dead story just fucking doesn't get anything else. Like, he stopped writing for a long time, came
mhm.
back, and soon after coming back, died. So, there's nothing more there. That story is just a dead end.
Yeah,
Literally.
but here we found a conclusion. I think start to finish, like I think I pinned down the different aspects of the show right when we started watching. We had the war story, we had the romance stuff, and it kind of came together like in a nicer package than I thought it was gonna get. I thought they were gonna be two like highly disparate elements that like just did not matter to each other, but they came together, put it together into this nice thing, and had them wrap up at the same time together. This was well put together. I liked every bit of it.
I do have to say, props to our artist for picking two of the most inconsequential characters. Like, I don't know what these guys do in the show, or I mean, in the light novels, or even if there's a manga.
Yeah.
Your person
Dies
literally,
immediately.
yeah, I mean, literally could not tell you if they showed up on screen. Like,
Well, he just
they
evens
did,
the
they
scales.
did once for a photo long after they were dead. My guy
Mhm.
shows up to, nickel and dime Greth a little bit due to a backstory that's really only spoken about.
Oh yeah.
He shows up like maybe 10 times as many as your Griffin, but
But then
literally,
at least you're gonna
literally
show up in
the
season 2.
literally the least main characters possible amongst all the other art we've ever had drawn for every show. Granted, I like having the eye patch guy. I always love having eye patch guys. So in the repertoire of me pulling pictures out of anime that I had a person drawn for,
Yeah.
him and Bradley. Like, I'm right there, and I love how they're both different eyes too. I could put them side by side, but
Change which eye you're using today. Pick your new character,
but
right?
I just mean in hindsight, amazing that we both had characters that could have at least not have been involved in the show.
Let's see. I think if I'm gonna go like find one more talking point here, I think like the question kind of like is, all right, what would you say is what what is this show about, Theta? If you had to give one sentence of this is what the show is trying to say, what is that for you?
You know, I want you to answer first. You
All
always
right.
make me answer these things. You go first.
Oh, I mean, that's the point of starting the conversation. I get to push it on you, but
Yeah, well,
I'll go
no.
ahead and answer because I do have one. I think the show's ultimate message, given, I think like it falls even more on like part two here, is the keep going message here. It's basically what Shin's journey here is, getting to the
Sorry,
end with
I
everybody else.
laughed. I laughed because it's literally what I was trying to formulate. How to put look
Yeah.
towards the future was what I was thinking. Not only the
Mhm.
aspect of your personal future, but literally the future of everyone else around you. Because it's what it really seemed like the social message as well as the
Mhm.
war message were also mixed in with the personal message of consider your future.
Yeah, when we look at like part one here with like the first core, it really was a case of like, you don't have anything, they have nothing, they're not going to get there, they only have the slightest glimmer of hope. And at the very last couple of episodes, they start to get something. And core two kind of like comes around then to have them start building it up, figuring out that they need to have these things, they need to keep pushing forward, and they will get to like the places that they want to be at the end, which is, of course, places where they have stuff that actually matters to them, as opposed to the hell they were in before, right? I think, at least on that line, the show did great on that. It pushed the message perfectly. Every episode kind of comes together to kind of do that. Uh, do you got any like sort of counterpoint on that at all? Given that like you were aiming at the same thing at the end.
Well, no, if I had the same thought, why would I counterpoint your thought?
I don't know. I'm just looking to see if you got anything to add, man.
My problem is that in the moment I'm a fucking idiot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In the moment I'm an idiot. It takes me time after the to accumulate my thoughts to like the data thought sections, things like that.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be until after the show is over, maybe like a week from now, I'll be thinking, oh shit, this thing was like that, and that thing mixed with this, it made an overall message that like formulates this and that, and I'm like, well shit, I've got no soapbox to stand on now. The show's over. So it's either I'm probably gonna do what I said. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
rewatch the episode again at some point. I'm gonna write down all the text that was on screen that flashed up and then was gone. Like the images that Fido went through again,
Yeah.
the camera pictures. I'm gonna put that into a notepad that says Talking Points 86 right next to Made in Abyss and just have it sit there. And if the show ever comes back, I think it's safe to say this is one of those that we're just gonna fucking
Mhm.
pick up again without even having to have a vote.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
and those will just sit there, and it'll be worse than when I had the 3 week separation because I'm not gonna remember anything. Doesn't matter how excited I am to write it down the first time. Like, oh god, I might be the first person to ever notice this. That sort of thing.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
excitement is immediately gone after 2 years of, all right, let me read this and figure out what cadence I wrote this in. And there's going to be other shows between here and there, which are going to have just the same emotional impact on me as well. And it's going to be like, God, I was so in depth on this, and I was so invested and
Mhm.
emotionally in there. And now it's like, God, after that show last week of whatever we watched, I don't know if I can put myself together to try even remember where I was emotionally 2 years ago.
So I guess in that case, come back next week for the 4-hour video essay Theta's gonna put out.
No, I said whenever the show comes back.
I know, I'm teasing you,
I'm
man. I'm
assuming this is
teasing
the
you.
kind of thing that you can't just put down. But I don't know. I've looked at the
Mhm.
author's Twitter page before.
Yeah.
They're not talking about this anymore. They're just posting images and jokes and shit like that. So I assume that nothing's happened on
Yeah, it's
that
like a
front.
normal Twitter account.
Yeah, yeah. They're a normal person. That wasn't sarcasm. I mean it. They're a
I know,
normal
but
person.
the line is it's a perfect line.
Well, I mean, for example, if you go to the author of Gate, we mentioned that show a lot. They
Uh-huh.
post a lot of weird military shit all the time. They're a military otaku, which
Yeah.
I know the author of this is kind of like not even kind of. They're major in the military. They've got personal experience and whatnot.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
author of Gate comes off like I know a lot because I just like studying guns and shit. So it's weird. It's a weird difference, right?
Yeah. All right. I think with all of that, we are finally ready to go ahead and wrap this all up. This has been our viewing of 86. Everybody, come back if there's a season 2, and we'll be watching that. But until next time, I'm Griffin. That's Theta, and we'll see you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?